Hey there, Karen Bonifilio, Inner Realms, Outer Journeys. We have a wonderful guest today, and you have met her already. Do you recognize her? Susan
It's
Grayson.
me again.
She's wonderful. She seriously is.
Well, Karen,
So,
so are you.
thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, we clicked immediately and get
hmm
along really well. If you don't have spiritual people in your life, bring them in. They're just really friendly and
Right.
outgoing.
You want to have a
Not that
good support system.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. All right, so we're going to talk about her book today. Okay, love your spiritual gifts because we all have these gifts, and a lot of people want to know how to access them and how to use them, and she's going to explain it. And I'll let you do a little talking, and then I'll ask you some questions.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so it only took me 40 years to write this book. And what it is, it's accumulation of all these different classes I've taught over the years. Like, and some of them have been so much fun, like candle magic, certain times you burn candles for certain reasons. And
Oh,
it's
I
just
need
really
to know
awesome.
that.
Yeah, it's fun. And scrying. What I first got into was tarot readings. I just clicked. I mean, those cards just spoke to me.
Yeah.
The pictures and everything, and that started the ball rolling. And I just felt like all of a sudden I could just connect with the other side. It was so easy. I would get messages, and it was just from looking at the cards and the feelings I got. But
Mhm.
I can't do any of this stuff without the help of my angels, my guides, my loved
Yes.
ones on the other side. They make it all happen because we're so restricted in the physical world, but sometimes we have to
Mhm.
kind of stretch our spiritual side a little bit and reach out to to all those on the other side, and they help us do this. But there's so many things to get interested in, and there's so many simple things like pendulums and there's many books out there. But the reason I wrote this book was because I
Mhm.
want to share my knowledge with others, because everything I do, anybody can do if they
Mhm.
practice, if they have that passion for it, if they want to try it, and if they get excited about it. If you don't enjoy it, don't do it. I mean, it's like anything in
Right.
life. You have a job or anything, don't spend your time and energy if you're not happy.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So basically I wrote down, I went with everything that I've taught in the classes, even simple things like, Wicca. People don't understand witchcraft. I mean, there are white good witches, and all witchcraft is working with nature, working with the beautiful earth, connecting with the earth, and
And
using
I
herbs and stuff. hmm
I didn't realize that till I read that in your book.
Okay. Yeah, people
So,
have, Hollywood really blows things out of proportion, and they just, make things a little bit too exciting. So, but I really got into mediumship, even though I knew I was doing it all my life, connecting with the other side and getting
hmm
messages. We all can get these messages, especially from our loved ones. But mediumship is something I really got more involved in the last, well, probably the last maybe 10 years. And,
hmm
connecting with the other side and everything, and studying it in England, and studying it in Lilydale, New York. And
hmm
that really helped. There's so many great tutors out there. And there's so many opportunities to get online, especially when COVID hit. Oh my gosh, it's like
Oh
all of a
yeah.
sudden, what do we do? How do we connect to people? Well,
hmm
thank God, we have Zoom, and we have all this other stuff. We have the
Yeah.
phone. but,
hmm
but, there's classes you can do on Zoom. I studied with different mediums like Gordon Smith and all these people, Tony Stockwell, everything on
hmm
Zoom, during the COVID time. So you can
hmm
keep learning, you can keep growing, and your life just hasn't ended.
No, it
So
hasn't.
so all these things like psychometry, you want to develop your psychic abilities, try picking up an object that's not yours. And like somebody hands you an object of theirs, and just hold it for a few minutes and just kind of put yourself in a nice quiet space and breathe and see what kind of ideas you get from this object, what kind of messages. Maybe you can tell about the person that owns this object or something that's going on with them. I mean, there's so many different topics in this book, and I felt like, I want to get everything I know out there, all
There
my
are.
knowledge, and share it. And I want everybody to be the best that they can be. And so I did put some of my personal stories in there too.
But
And
that's nice.
yeah, and that's kind of how I got to that point, about the different, like the tarot and stuff and mediumship and everything. And, different things that happened in my life that I felt were pertinent to this different subjects I talked about.
Hmm.
But there's so many things, and so many people deliver and do their work like mediumship in a different way. Like you have Tyler Henry, and he writes
Yes.
things, he scribbles things
Hmm.
down, like Alison
Hmm.
Dubois, or
Hmm.
people. It's just a form of connecting. Usually, when I am doing mediumship, like especially to a large group, I have a tendency to rub my hands together, and that's
Oh.
just my way of working with the energy. And people do different things. But
Hmm.
if you're interested in any of these topics like mediumship, watch different mediums, how they work. And you may find,
Yes.
I like what they're doing, and I'm going to adopt that habit. And
Hmm.
there's so many things in this book. And even if you didn't want to study all these different subjects and these modalities, then maybe just have a better life. And I
Hmm.
tried to give advice on how to be happy, how to have a better life. You know, don't get yourself in a rut. I mean, I know myself, if I'm staying in the house too long, I get kind of
Uh-huh.
antsy and not
Hmm.
so nice. And I have to get out there and I have to see nature. I have to see the people. I have to see the traffic.
Yes.
I mean,
Hmm.
I love the city. I live in the city, and there's always cars going by, and there's police cars and sirens and fire engines, and it's exciting. I love it. That's why when I grew up in Boston, I wanted everything to be like Boston, but not the weather, of course. That's why I'm not
Yeah.
there.
So
But
she's living in Arizona, but I can
Phoenix,
still that accent.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, my book is. I wrote the book to help other people. To they can give or take what I say. There may be something they resonate to, and there may be something they don't, but they can discover their own way of doing things and their own way of finding their messages and finding their gifts, because our loved ones are always around us. There's always
Yes.
messages going on, but you got to pay attention. If you
Hmm.
don't pay attention, you just kind of miss it. But everybody has that inner voice inside them, that intuition.
Hmm.
That's a God given gift to
Yes.
trust how you feel. So it's not really about what you read and who you see and all this stuff. It's how it feels for you, because we're all
Yes.
individuals. And I write about past life. I'm a hypnotherapist. I'm a, um, I'm a minister. I'm a non-denomination minister. I'm just a lot of
Hmm.
things. Somebody would probably tell you, yeah, she's a lot of things, all right.
Jack of all trades.
But find what you really love. If you're really into healing and you want to help other people, study some different types of healing, whether it's Reiki or
Ricky or
Oneness
hmm.
Blessing Giver, whatever,
Hmm.
Hopopono, whatever. I have a hard time saying that.
Ho'oponopono.
Exactly,
You know
exactly. You said it
what?
good. What?
I'm gonna digress for a second.
Sure.
I took 3 classes in Ho'oponopono, and
Oh,
Dr. Hu Lin taught both 2 of them.
oh wow. Oh wow, that's awesome.
But that's not what I want to tell you. I noticed he was. He came into the building, and I said, "Dr. Hu Lin," and I threw my arms around him, and he goes, "You're the only person that calls me correctly by my name." They
Oh.
would say Dr. Lin or Dr. Who, and it's no Dr. Who Lin. And he was always really kind to me when I asked questions, and
Uh-huh.
sometimes he got a little brusque with other people. And when he died, this is after Carl died, I was sitting at my table and I looked up And he's standing there with his hands on the back of the chair, his hat on his head. And I said, Dr. Hulin, I'm a nobody. I shouldn't have said that, but that's how he felt. Why are you seeing me? I'm just a nobody. But he came to me. I wish he would come back again.
That's
He was
beautiful.
wonderful. Yeah.
That's
So
beautiful.
my
Well, we all have these gifts, and you know yourself. Your husband comes to you so many times in dreams. I write about
mhm,
dreams, how to work
yeah.
with your dreams, how to do automatic writing. You know, there's just so many things to explore, and it's fun, and it makes
So
you
I
feel alive.
so I want to point out she has 28 chapters in her book. 28. So if this thing doesn't work for you, you got 27 more to look at. And you don't have
Right.
to go, you don't read it like it's more of a resource to me.
It's a handbook, yeah.
It's a
It
handbook.
is.
It's a handbook. And you
And
have that really cool tarot spread that I like too.
oh, thank you. And I
Yeah, I
just kind
really
of
like it.
designed that, yeah. Well, I
That's
wrote the
nice.
book originally a year and a half ago. And I published it. And I think I was too excited and too impatient. I'm a very impatient person. But, so I got it out in the market, and I remember saying to my sister, well, you know, she's not really into this stuff. But I sent her a book, and I sent a gazillion people books. And I said, well, what'd you think of my book? And she said, well, you know, the first chapter you spelled something wrong.
Oh gosh.
I said, okay. So when I looked at it, I was surprised at how many mistakes. You know, when you write a book, people don't realize it. You probably do, but when you write a book and you see something over and over again, sometimes you don't see it. So
You know
when I
what you want to say.
realized, yeah, when I realized I had mistakes, I got together with a friend of mine, and you'll probably be interviewing him someday, John Ruma Rivera, and he helped me, and grammatically we fixed it. Because
Good.
the
You'll have
first
to
time
tell me
I
about him.
was, yeah. And so we fixed it grammatically. And then I added little stars on each chapter to make it look pretty. And then, and,
This,
um, and
yeah.
then I added an extra chapter. He says, you should add one more chapter and make it a little different. I said, okay. So I added a chapter on relationships. And so that's in
Oh.
there too. So
Oh, I
now,
need to
you
go
know,
release. I need to go read that because you told me I'm going to have romance. So I
that's
better,
right. That's right. You're into something exciting and good. I
but
mean,
you
you've got
know,
so much to offer people. Why not enjoy yourself and have other people enjoy you?
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah, I really enjoyed this and I learned a lot from it. And, you know, it's just, it's part of me. It's a big part of me writing this book.
Hmm.
And I love people. I've been helping people for all my life. And it's just a joy to share this with people.
Isn't that kind of what life is all about?
Yes, that's
To
what we're
be of
here for.
service, yeah, to
We're
help
here to
others,
help each other,
yeah.
and that's so important because we're all special and we all have, you know, our dreams and our goals and our aspirations, and
Hmm.
it's important to live your life, to enjoy it, to make the best of it because it's so brief. You know, I mean, I look back and I think I'm this old. How'd that happen?
And
But
I
it
don't know how old
happened.
you are.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Well, so, you know, just enjoy your life. And if this makes your life a little better or a little more appreciative of who you are, that's what it's all about. And, you know, there's things in there how to protect yourself. I mean, because everybody, you know, we get around people, and some people are really rather draining. You know, they just keep talking about themselves and everything. It's like, my gosh, okay, you know,
hmm.
and sometimes
Hmm.
so I teach you how to kind of protect yourself, you know, how to, you know, things to do and things not to do. And it's just a little bit of everything about my life and, you know, what's important to me that I may think it may be important to you. And, you
Hmm.
know, if you like this, try it, you know, see anything to add to your life, to make it better, enhance it
So one thing I want to say about Susan, because we talk and text a lot,
every day.
and
You're my
pretty
best
much,
friend.
pretty much.
Right.
So I noticed if I ever complain, she flips it around. She doesn't go down that road with me with it being negative. She's flipping it around and turning it into a
Y-
positive.
Hopefully, all of us, as we grow, we learn to look at things from a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
That's why sometimes you get in such a rut, and I tell people, go take a ride, go to another state, or just take a little ride, get away
Do
from it
something.
all, and then when you
Yes.
come back, things look so different. You know what I mean?
True.
Things can
Mm-hmm.
look. I really, just going on
Mm-hmm.
vacation the last couple of months. I just couldn't wait to get back to my house. I love my house. I mean, it's nothing
Mm-hmm.
fancy, but you
Yeah.
appreciate what you have.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Everything around you is part of you. It's
Mm-hmm.
something, your treasures. It's just like I see a lot of these homeless people walking down the street and they have their cart full of their treasures,
They're
you
treasures.
know, and that's
When you
okay.
go into, can you feel the energy when you go into spaces too?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if there's any negative energy, you can really feel, that heaviness. Because you should be, if you're around people that are draining you or around different environments that are not healthy for you, get out of there. Get away. Get away from those people. Get away from those bad environments because everything has its own character. You can go in certain places where people have died, maybe a massacre or something,
Oh
go to
yeah.
Gettysburg or something, and you can
Mm-hmm.
feel that energy because there's still some imprinting there of
Yes.
what happened
Mm-hmm.
years ago or centuries ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, just, bless yourself, bless the area you're in. And, if it's negative, get away from it. We're responsible for being happy or healthy. Nobody else is
Right.
responsible but you.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
if you don't like it, get away, change it.
Hmm. I'm
So,
thinking over here. Um, so your book is awesome, and you also offer readings. Is that correct?
yeah, I do readings. And
Okay,
then I
do
also
readings.
do the free readings on Saturdays, usually at
I
10
love
o'clock.
those. Sorry,
Yeah,
I
and
interrupted
it's
you.
fun. It's fun. No, I love
Mm-hmm.
it. I love it. It inspires me. It excites me. And then, when I tell somebody something and it kind of hits home with them, I feel like, oh, that's
I
great.
did
I'm glad
something.
I
Yeah.
helped them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what we're here
Um,
for.
will you tell people where they can find you for that Saturday reading?
Yeah, I am on Facebook and YouTube. So just get on Facebook and you'll see Susan's online right now. And it's at 10 o'clock, and they just have to be specific on their questions, or if they want a general question, just to say that. But they just enter their name and what they want to know.
Okay, 10 o'clock. What time zone?
AM, 10
Oh,
o'clock
no,
AM.
no, no, honey. I'm Pacific Standard. So your 10
Oh,
o'clock is my
okay. I'm
9 o'clock.
sorry. I'm an hour ahead of you. So I'm in Phoenix. So it's Phoenix time, which is, I don't know what that is. Is that Pacific? No, that's
No,
Central?
no, I'm
No, it's
Pacific.
Mountain.
Well,
Okay. I don't know where I
so
am.
we don't know you guys. So just Google it. Okay. Just Google it so you
So
can
I'm
get
not
on.
on the coast. I'm like the next block over.
I don't know. I just know I'm
So if
Pacific
it's 10
Standard
o'clock,
Time.
it's 10 o'clock Pacific time. I mean, Phoenix time. On Saturday, it's actually 9 o'clock your time. So we're
Yes.
an hour
And
ahead.
probably on
We
the
don't
other
change
side.
our time. Phoenix does
Oh,
not change their time. Change their
well,
time.
we
I don't
voted
like it.
not to, but it was enforced. So
Yeah, it's probably
little
too much
stinkers.
trouble for these people to do something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
Okay.
there's that
Now
many
you got
places that don't
what?
change. I
Say
don't
that
think there's
again.
that many places that don't change their time.
Hawaii
Yeah,
and
maybe
someplace
Alaska
else.
or something.
Yeah, I don't know. You you answered so many of my questions. But you worked on this for 40 years. How long did you physically? How long did it physically take you when you committed to doing it?
When I finally said, I'm going to write this, I'm going to write it now, I sat down like every day for a couple of months.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, not bad.
Because I already had all the my classes and
Hmm.
booklets and stuff. So I had it was just putting it together and then putting my stories together. Yeah.
And you're seriously, your book keeps my attention. If a book doesn't, I will just,
Yeah, me too.
yeah, if I can't get into it. And you
Right.
know what? I kind of like it. Look, oh, here, I dog eared a page.
Uh-huh.
My dad told me never to dog ear a page, but
But
it's
that's your
easy to
book.
read.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
it's easy to read. Oh, but you guys, look, I got an autograph copy. How cool is that? So, is there anything else you want to mention? I'm looking over the questions right now to see if I missed anything.
Well, it is
Instead of,
available on Amazon
okay, is
and
it
they're very good
available
books.
in any other any other like Barnes and Nobles or?
No, if you publish with Amazon, Barnes and Noble doesn't want to have anything to do with you.
I learned that.
I used to love Dean Koontz, and I went in there one day, and
Hmm.
I love Barnes and Noble. Don't get me wrong. And I said, "Where's your Dean Koontz books?" And they said, "No, he doesn't publish with us. He publishes with Amazon or something. He doesn't publish with us anymore, so we don't carry him."
That's really too bad.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Yeah.
There's that competition. So yeah.
Is there anything in your book that you didn't have a chance to? No, let me replace it. Rephrase. Are there any topics related to the psychic gifts that you didn't have a chance to explore in this book?
No, I think 40 years of doing this, I think I pretty much said it all. But
Okay.
you can change your mind. Like I said, I added the relationship chapter, and
Mm-hmm.
you can always change your mind about things. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
we'll grow and think, well, I looked at it that way, and now I think a little differently. So I mean, it happens. We're
Mm-hmm.
always
It does.
constantly growing and evolving, and but just remember that God within you it's there. You just have to
Mm-hmm.
believe it and trust it and have faith and realize everything's for a reason. Nothing's by coincidence.
This
Nothing
is
happens by
true. Nothing.
coincidence. You
Nothing.
know.
And I know how comforting it is to know that I am a part of God and that I have a team. We all
Hmm.
have a team helping us. And they try to get our attention. And this is one way you can start working with your team,
Well,
your
see,
heavenly team.
we're all here carrying on free will. We have free will. We either want to do it or we
Hmm.
don't want to do it. So, but it's so important that you explore who you are and what you want to learn. Don't get yourself in a rut. There's no reason to be in a rush.
Hmm.
Make your life exciting and interesting, and always be with people that are supportive of you, that
Yeah.
believe in you, that encourage you to do things. Because sometimes this is a tough year because we're in a 9 year, and that means letting go of all the things that are not working for you. Whether it's relationships or people or friends or a job, or maybe you've been doing one thing for so long and now it's time, like it doesn't add to your life, it doesn't enhance, it doesn't make it better, so it's time to leave that behind so you can find something that does work for you. So
Oh
it's
boy.
a tough year, letting go. Yeah.
Yeah, you're making me think because there are some things, people in my life that,
As much as you love them, you can
yeah,
appreciate all the good things they brought into your life and all the good
right.
memories. But
Hmm.
sometimes, they need you learn everything you can from people. And when you feel like I'm not learning anymore, this doesn't add to my life. It doesn't make it better. It's time to move on. And it's time for them to move on. And sometimes you really like somebody, but they have to go on and go somewhere else or whatever, and that's okay. So what you wish them the best. You wish them love and light and protection, and wish them the best.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, but it's okay because our lives are constantly in transition.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah.
All the time.
Unexpected things happening all the time. Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah. But it's
Okay.
important too to always try to see the good in people. Try to see them as
Hmm.
godlike. You know.
Well, I
Everybody's doing the
know
best they can.
they are. They are. And that's my mantra. We're all doing the best we can because
And
we're
we're all
all,
going in the same direction. We're all getting older and we're
hopefully.
all
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
so make the best of it, and
Mm-hmm.
and try to be a little more forgiving at times with people's short whatever, and but be forgiving of yourself too. You know,
Yes. And a lot of people do not do that. They'll beat themselves up and be very hard on themselves.
yeah, and
Yeah.
appreciate all that you are.
Hmm. And what you bring to the table, because
Exactly.
everybody's different flavor, and we all bring something.
Yeah, we do. Some people bring dessert, and some people bring something else.
The main course.
Right, right.
Oh
But
gosh.
life is fun. Life is to be enjoyed. Too many
Hmm.
people, they get in a rut and they get working, and it's like they're not having fun. Well, try to remember what it was like being a child and having fun
Oh
and
my
enjoying your
gosh.
life and playing.
Hmm. Yeah,
Try to
playing.
bring a little bit of that back into your
Hmm.
life so you can enjoy it.
Because life gets in the way, but you need to take
Uh-huh.
care of yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's
Susan,
so
I want to
important.
make sure I've covered everything about your book. Is there
Oh, I
anything
think you
else
did.
you want to say about it? I love the cover. I love the
Thank
purple and the
you.
gold. And I and notice she says love your spiritual gifts because we all have them, but love them. And I was love and embrace them.
Right. And love yourself. Put yourself first.
Hmm.
So, when you put yourself first, you're teaching other people to respect you and, love you too. It's
It's
like
like
Dr. Phil always says, we teach people how to treat us.
one I don't like Dr. Phil, but I like that.
Yeah, I don't like everything about him either, but I
Yeah.
like some things
Hmm.
he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say that again. I want to hear it again.
Dr. Phil always said, we teach people how to treat us.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to cook on that for a while.
Yeah.
We teach people how to treat us.
If we value ourselves and we treat ourselves with love and care and everything, we're not going to let people treat us badly. We're not going to let
Right.
people take advantage
Yes.
of us.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, but the
Well,
main thing is to see that God in you and see that beauty in you and see that, you are so worth it. You are so worth treating yourself well.
you know, what was very freeing for me because, as a young child, I went to a
Hmm.
non denominational church, which was accepting of everything.
It's
You're
cool.
black, white, pink, polka dotted. Jesus was this path, but if you have a different path, it was honored. It was wonderful. Oh gosh, where am I going with this? I don't
And
know.
there's
I
so much
forgot.
truth in every religion.
Oh, now I
A
remember.
little bit of truth in everything.
Yeah. So I thought God was up there, sitting on the
He's,
throne.
yeah, he's up on the throne on the clouds.
That's what I thought.
That's
That's what
what
I
my
was
God
taught.
was too when I was young.
And then I found out, oh no, he's God's in your DNA. God's in everything. Yeah. So that was
Everything,
very mindful.
everything surrounding
Yeah.
you.
Hmm.
So it's
I need
important to
God
see
to
that
help me with
beauty.
my technology.
Oh, me too. Isn't that something else? I mean, especially you have these little second graders. They learn all these technical computer stuff, and we're starting to learn it at this age. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's really involved, and it's constantly changing.
I
So
remember being amazed what a fax machine could do, and they don't even use faxes that much anymore. Yeah.
I know that's true.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on the channel.
Thank you so much for having me. I love you
And
and I love who you are and I love what you do. You've done so much and you're making a difference in the world. I
as
appreciate
are
that.
you. As are
Thank
you.
you.
And I love you too. You know that.
Thank you, Karen.
Okay,
Thank
we'll
you.
talk later.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye
Love
bye.
to all of the listeners.
Love you.